This section discusses chi-square distribution. A variable has a chi-square distribution if its distribution has the shape of a chi-square curve. We identify the chi-square distribution by its number of degrees of freedom. The graph shows some chi-square curves with different degrees of freedom. The total area under a chi-square curve equals 1. This is essentially a property for all continuous distributions. A chi-square curve starts at 0 on the horizontal axis and extends indefinitely to the right, approaching but never touching the horizontal axis. A chi-squared curve is right-skewed. We can see that the shapes of chi-square curves are quite different from the normal curve or T-curve, because the latter are all symmetric, but chi-square curves are right-skewed. As degrees of freedom becomes larger, chi-square curves look increasingly like normal curves. We need to know how to find probabilities for a chi-square distribution. The notation chi-square alpha is similar to Z alpha. It is the value such that the probability to its right is alpha. We can find this value using a chi-square table. We can also use Excel. The Excel function is chi-square.inv 0.975 12. This function is similar to T functions, t.inv. It has two arguments. The first argument is the probability to the left, and the second argument is degrees of freedom. Sometimes we also need to find the probability to the right of a number. We need this later to calculate p-values. Using Excel, the function is 1 minus chi-square.dist 23.337 12 2. Notice that chi-square.dist only gets probability to the left of a value. We need to subtract it from 1. This Excel function has three arguments. The first argument is the value. The second argument is degrees of freedom. And the third argument is true. We can also use a table to find chi-square alpha, the upper tail percentile. We can use the table on the textbook or my table at this link. The slide shows a portion of my table. Each row corresponds to different degrees of freedom, and the column corresponds to different value of alpha. For example, what is chi-square 0.025 with 12 degrees of freedom? We need to search the row corresponding to 12 and look at the column corresponding to 0.025. The value is 23.337.